In today's episode, you'll learn how to make delicious kosher prime rib sous vide using Prairie Street Prime's USDA Prime 3-bone prime rib and these fresh ingredients.
Oh, just cut so perfectly. Do I even need to chew? Barely. Welcome to the Prairie Street Prime Culinary Kitchen. I am your chef, Chef Kendra. Prairie Street Prime is your luxury kosher meat experience. And today we have quite the experience for you. I'm stepping out of what I thought was my comfort zone until I actually tried it. Today we are going to be doing the sous vide with this amazing Anova sous vide machine. I'm going to be working with this gorgeous cut of meat. This is the Prairie Street Prime USDA Prime 3-bone-in prime rib roast. We are going to be sous videing it, and then we're going to be searing it, and then we're going to be serving it. The 3 S's: sous vide, sear, and serve. It's amazing. So let's talk about this meat really quick. As you can see, there's this incredible, nice, thick fat cap on top of it. There's also this gorgeous marbling all the way throughout the meat. What that's gonna do during the cooking process is it's gonna break into the rest of the beef, and it's just gonna create this like unctuous, soft, velvety bite that is just to die for. So let's talk about what sous vide actually is. Instead of an oven, which kind of like fluctuates in temperature during the cooking process, it keeps it nice and steady throughout. So we're gonna be cooking this piece of meat submerged in water for about 6 hours or so. But here's the thing. If we happen to maybe we have to go out and we come back and it's 7 or 8 hours later, it's totally fine. It's not going to mess anything up with the meat. And the reason why is because unlike an oven, the sous vide stays within like a 1 degree of the temperature. So if I set it to 125, which is what I did, it might go to like 126 or down to like 124, but it's going to be within that range the entire time. Unlike an oven, which is going to kind of bounce around, right? So the next thing that I love about it is that there's no carryover. You probably noticed from a lot of our videos and a lot of our recipes when we're cooking in the oven that we have to let the meat rest for about 15, 20 minutes sometimes in order to let the juices really kind of stabilize, stop the cooking process. We don't have to do that with this. You'll see when I take it out of the sous vide, I'm gonna put it right onto a really hot griddle to sear it up. It's fabulous. So, let's get started. As I mentioned, I've already set this to 125 degrees. I'm gonna keep the lid on. It'll help to raise the temperature up a little bit faster. You can see that we're almost there, which is fine. In the meantime, I'm gonna season up my meat. So plenty of kosher salt, nice and coarse, and black pepper, okay? And I really wanna season this because of the amount of cook time. It's just gonna permeate those flavors. One of the other great things about the sous vide is that it's okay if it's a little messy, and you'll see when I put the garlic and the thyme in, it doesn't have to be all around because it's gonna be cooking all together in the bag. So it doesn't have to be so precise. And I do wanna make sure that I get some of the ribs though. Okay, lovely. So the ideal way is to use the vacuum sealer, which is great. They definitely make bags large enough to handle the Prairie Street Prime meat products. But today I'm going to show you how to use a Ziploc. It's a 2-gallon Ziploc bag, and then do the water displacement. So we're gonna take our 3-bone-in prime rib roast, put it in, throw in some garlic cloves, just nice and whole. Again, they're gonna be in that sous vide machine for about 6 hours, so they have plenty of time to soften up and break down. And then lots of nice thyme. Fresh thyme, if you have fresh rosemary or any kind of fresh herbs, whatever you wanna use. I'm going to start and just seal up halfway over. And you definitely wanna make sure if you're doing this instead of the vacuum seal that you really get this nice and ziplocked, because I don't want any water getting into my meat. Okay, so the lid is actually very important also for a couple of reasons. A, will help you get up to temperature faster, okay? B, if you're doing something like a brisket or something that's gonna take longer, like a 24-hour cook, which is great. It's also gonna keep the water in. It's not gonna let it evaporate. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out for. We're only going for about 6 hours today, so you don't have to worry about it too much, but definitely keep the lid on. Okay. Oh, all right, so here's what we do. As it goes into the water, I'm going to slowly and carefully squeeze out some of the air, and you can see it is starting to vacuum seal itself. And then get it down. Again, I really want to make sure I get this super tight all the way through. Okay. She's totally submerged. Now, may start to float up. I'm gonna turn it this way, and I'm gonna take a couple of plates and put plates on top just to weight it down a little bit. Lid back on, and that's it. All right, so the meat is in, the temperature is set. It's gonna ding in a couple of minutes as soon as it hits the 125. I'm actually going to set the timer manually for 6 hours. That way I know I can come back to it. However, with a machine like this, there's an app that goes along with it, which is awesome. So at 6 hours, it'll ping me from wherever I am to let me know. You can see how your meat's doing, all that fun stuff. So anyway, setting the alarm and set. And now I walk away. See you back here in a bit. All right, it has been 6 hours. The sous vide is ready. This amazing USDA prime 3 bone-in prime rib roast is cooked to perfection from end to end at 125 degrees Fahrenheit. One quick thing I'm gonna say, and this is one of the reasons why I am now sous vide obsessed, is that there's no carryover time. So after I'm done searing this thing, I can cut right into it and eat it. So let's take a look. Get rid of our lid. All right, time for the moment of truth. Oh. Wow. This looks absolutely amazing. And I'll tell you what, it feels like a big meat pillow. It's so beautiful. All right, let's transfer it over to here. And now I'm not gonna reserve these juices. Oh my gosh. Wow. Perfect. Holy. Wow. Let's get this all the way on. Absolutely amazing. The smell is just incredible. Now, here's the thing. I have to work very carefully with this, and I'll tell you why. Calling it a meat pillow is pretty spot on. This thing is so soft, and all that amazing marbling that I was showing you earlier, all that fat that was working its way through, it has just rendered itself, and this guy is like soft and luxurious and ready to like melt in my mouth. But before I get to that, I have to pat it dry, okay? So this is the one thing you wanna really make sure that you do. First of all, you never wanna put wet or damp meat onto a hot surface because you'll blow your face off. But also, I wanna make sure that we get that perfect crust. I mean, if you're spending this much time cooking this amazing cut, just do it right. So I'm going to sear this now, but really quickly about my cast iron skillet. I do have this preheated on the stove top. It's been preheating for about 5 minutes. You wanna be really careful not to burn yourself with it, obviously, but you're just gonna get that really nice like griddle mark. It's beautiful. So here we go. And voila, here she is, our USDA Prime 3 bone-in prime rib roast. It looks amazing. She's seared perfectly all around. Here she is, crust and fat and all. Let's cut into her. I'm just gonna take a nice, like barely any pressure at all. Ready? Oh my gosh, look at this. Perfectly pink from the tip of the bone to the tip of the cap. It's amazing. Amazing, incredible marbling. Perfection. Now I'm gonna taste. I love that seared, crusty part. All right, oh my gosh, look at this. Now the moment of truth. Oh, just cut so perfectly. That color. The perfect little bite. Do I even need to chew? Barely. It is just melt in your mouth perfection. We did a couple of pretty intimidating things today. We had a gigantic cut of meat. We tried the sous vide, and this is why, because it came out to just total perfection.
Coming up next on the Prairie Street Prime Culinary Kitchen channel, you'll learn how to make delicious kosher reverse sear 30-day dry-aged tomahawk steak.
Let's taste it.
Wow, it's really amazing. I really, really hope that you will try this at home. You can find the ingredients, the recipes, techniques. Message us if you have any questions with it, but everything is in the description below. Share your comments, share your feedback, let us know how it goes. You can visit us every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time here in the Prairie Street Prime Culinary Kitchen.